Hello my friends, welcome back to my videos. Today the world is once again stunned by breaking news that Ukraine has struck deep into Moscow, and this time the attack has ignited the billion-dollar towers that have long stood as symbols of Russia's financial power and modern ambitions. The story has shaken not only Moscow, but the entire international community. For months, we have seen drone attacks and missile strikes across the front line. But to witness explosions and fires erupting in the heart of the Russian capital has changed the perception of safety, of symbolism, and of the very course this war is taking. These skyscrapers were not just office buildings. They were a showcase of wealth, of progress, of the image Russia wanted the world to believe. And now engulfed in flames, their destruction tells a very different story. The summary of events is chilling but clear. In the early hours, Ukrainian drones pierced through Moscow's defenses and reached the towering financial district. Explosions rattled the night sky, glass shattered from the sheer shockwaves, and flames lit up the skyline like a storm of fire. The damage was not just physical, it was psychological, as residents and international audiences saw the vulnerability of Moscow's core. Emergency services rushed to the scene, sirens filled the night, and firefighters worked tirelessly to contain the inferno. The strike was not only an attack on infrastructure, but a symbolic message to Russia's leadership that even its most fortified pride cannot escape the realities of war. From the outside, these towers always looked like the pinnacle of modern architecture. Their exteriors were sleek, reflective, and designed to dazzle. The skyline of Moscow, especially in the financial district, was meant to echo the futuristic skylines of cities like Dubai, London, or Shanghai. The glass walls sparkled in the daylight and reflected the city lights at night, creating an image of power and prosperity. But those same exteriors, once a symbol of beauty, became fragile in the face of war. The explosions tore open panels of glass, sending shards raining down onto the streets below. Sections of the outer structure crumbled, and flames climbed higher as the reflective surfaces cracked and fell apart. The beauty of the exterior was undone in seconds, replaced with destruction that revealed just how vulnerable even billion-dollar designs can be when confronted with modern warfare. Inside, the interiors of these towers were just as striking. Designed for prestige, they featured luxurious lobbies lined with polished marble, high-speed elevators carrying executives to the upper floors, and offices with panoramic views of Moscow's skyline. The furniture, the design, the technology inside, everything reflected wealth and ambition. But when the strike hit, those interiors became unrecognizable. Smoke filled the hallways, alarms screamed across the floors, and emergency lights flickered in the haze. Employees and residents rushed to escape, running through staircases that were never meant to be escape tunnels from war. The luxury that once impressed visitors now seemed irrelevant as people fought for their safety. The transformation of these interiors from prestige to panic captures the grim reality of how quickly war strips away illusions of security. Performance was another defining factor of these towers. In peaceful times, they functioned as hubs of efficiency. Advanced power systems, climate controls, energy-saving technologies, and modern communication systems made them stand out as world-class financial centers. They were designed to support international corporations, investment banks, and wealthy clients who demanded the highest standards of service and technology. Their performance in daily operations was flawless, creating a sense of reliability that attracted global investors. But when war entered their walls, that performance collapsed. Power systems shut down, sprinklers strained to hold back spreading flames, and communication links were disrupted. Elevators halted mid-operation, leaving some trapped, and fire crews struggled against systems overwhelmed by the magnitude of the attack. Performance that once symbolized excellence now revealed its limits under the pressure of a military strike. The towers were also equipped with safety features, and these were put to their greatest test. Fire-resistant materials, automated sprinkler systems, and multiple evacuation routes were built into their design. These safety systems, to some extent, saved lives. Many people were evacuated in time, stairwells remained functional, and the fire suppression systems slowed the spread of flames long enough for emergency services to intervene. Yet the attack revealed the ultimate truth. No safety design in the world is capable of withstanding direct drone or missile strikes. The systems that might have handled an accidental fire or a technical fault were no match for explosions ripping through the structure. Safety, once a selling point for tenants, now seemed fragile and insufficient in a time of war. The unique selling points of these towers had always been their image. They were more than buildings, they were statements. To work there, to own an office or apartment there, was to be part of Russia's new era of wealth and modernization. They attracted foreign companies, multinational investors, and the Russian elite who wanted to showcase their status. Their presence reshaped Moscow's skyline into something futuristic, sending a message that Russia was ready to compete with the great financial hubs of the world. But after the strike, these unique selling points have turned into vulnerabilities. The same attention they drew as symbols of power made them high-value targets. What was once a strength is now a weakness, exposing the fragile line between prestige and peril in times of conflict. The cost of these towers was staggering even before the damage. Billions of dollars were invested into their construction, design, and operation. They were not just financial centers, they were economic engines, drawing in businesses and capital that benefited Russia's economy. Now, the price of destruction is even higher. Repair costs will stretch into billions, insurance claims will pile up, and investor confidence will take a severe blow. For a country already struggling under the economic strain of war and sanctions, the financial loss of these towers adds pressure that goes beyond physical damage. It raises questions about sustainability, about whether Moscow can continue to project power while absorbing such staggering losses. In conclusion, the Ukrainian strike on Moscow's billion-dollar towers is not just about fire and destruction. It is about meaning. The exteriors, once dazzling, are now broken. The interiors, once luxurious, are now filled with smoke and chaos. The performance, once seamless, has collapsed under pressure. The safety systems, once a source of reassurance, have been pushed beyond their limits. The unique selling points, once symbols of prestige, have turned into weaknesses. And the price, already enormous, has become a crippling liability. This event has shaken Russia's image at its very core. For Ukraine, it is a powerful statement that even the most fortified centers of power are not beyond reach. For Moscow, it is a moment of reckoning, as the firestorm in its towers becomes a symbol of vulnerability, of fragility, and of the uncertain road ahead in a war that has reached deeper than ever before.